Next up, I've decided to head to the South Pacific, and the level Coastal Village begins in the gorgeous ocean filled with tons of tropical fish. If you enjoyed the India scenery, you're going to love this level. It starts out feeling more like a vacation with a huge white sand beach, palm trees, brightly colored fish, and a cool beach hut. If you've spent some time in the water, you'll find a key that gains entrance to the hut, and this is when the level really begins. We enter a dark cave and make our way through the tunnel to a room with water and a ton of ledges. The water is loaded with crocodiles, and the ledges are accompanied by a few tribesmen who aren't too welcoming. Watch out for the poisonous darts. Lara isn't welcome here. This area is lots of fun to explore after the baddies have been taken care of, with monkey swinging, transversing, and running jumps. The scenery changes as Lara gets deeper into the village, and a wooden bridge high up in the fog is stunning. As usual, there are tons of traps waiting for us. How about blades that are concealed within the walls? There are plenty of poison dart traps as well, so always be on the lookout for those. The objective of the level is collecting red serpent stones to open doors to continue the level. It's a fun game of hide and seek with the stones and definitely entices you to explore every possible area of the level. Once you've collected all of the stones, we enter into a new area of the level, the village itself. There are tons of huts and it's fairly dark with several tribesmen on the loose. Several more traps await Lara: quicksand, burners, and blades, all in a day's work. There are several objectives throughout the level, and it's fun exploring the huts and overcoming the obstacles. We're finally able to cross the big swamp at the beginning of the next level crash site. Using a handy map given to Lara from the soldier in the treehouse, we're able to cross the swamp safely. Ready for some deja vu? Enter the dino. Just like the ones in Tomb Raider 1, these dinosaurs are fast, vicious, and incredibly fun to take down. The MP5 works exceptionally well if you can spot them from a distance. Once you've made your way through the fog, you'll enter the main area of the level, the actual crash site. There are several small areas jutting off the main crash site area. Overall, this level wasn't as big as previous ones, but still offered challenges and fun gameplay. Your main objective is securing 2 keys needed inside the massive airplane for reasons not yet obvious. There's no shortage of dinosaurs as you explore the areas beyond the plane. There are a variety of sizes, which keeps it fun, and of course, the level wouldn't be complete without the big T-Rex. This time, we've got a smaller space to kill it in, but there are still lots of places to take cover when it gets too close. Did I mention we've got more help in this level? A handful of soldiers are spread out in the level offering assistance with big guns. Same rules apply. Don't shoot them, they won't shoot you. This level doesn't have a lot of puzzles, but one of the best parts is shooting a dead raptor strung up in the air into the water to distract the piranha. Finally, we can swim. I love this. After we've located the 2 keys, we're met with a pleasant surprise as the big gun housed in the bottom of the plane is moved outside. This gun is seriously badass. Jump on and fire away as a swarm of raptors suddenly make an appearance. Another favorite level in Tomb Raider 3 is Mademou Gorge, the next level. We get our hands on another vehicle, the kayak. This level has said to be the hardest in the game because of the kayak and the difficulty in controlling it. Mademou Gorge is a gorgeous level with tons of rapids, steep falls, and amazing scenery. You can decide if you want to trek on foot or use the kayak from the beginning, and this alone is a great reason to replay later and choose the alternative path. We also meet up with a new baddie, gigantic lizards that spew poisonous gas, a reoccurring theme in Tomb Raider 3. They like to pop up in tight places, so get ready to hop backwards to avoid the poisonous gas. This level is full of traps. There are blades and spikes in the gorge, so should you choose the kayak route and happen to travel over a red rope, you've got to paddle over to a green rope to disable any traps ahead. Other traps include the gorge itself. If you're traveling on foot and you fall in, that'll be the end of Lara in a heartbeat. There are several fire traps later on as well, combined with monkey swinging, and are tons of fun, and a massive whirlpool towards the end of the level. This is a really well thought out level, and you'll definitely want to play it again to find every possible route through the gorge. We finish off the South Pacific levels with the Temple of Pune, where we meet up with more tribesmen that shoot poison darts once again. This level is fairly linear, but still offers some fun challenges. One of the best traps is a room with rolling blades that you have to avoid while throwing several switches to open the door to get out. How many of you skewered Lara here? This is a great trap that isn't complicated, but is still challenging and fun. Before we meet up with the boss, Pune himself, there's an incredibly fun trap with a massive rolling boulder, breakaway floors, and spikes. This trap is particularly challenging because at one point we get a fixed camera, which makes the run that much harder. Finally, the level finishes off with Pune, who is guarding the next artifact. He's a fairly easy boss to beat, but what makes him challenging is the tiny platform you have to maneuver on. Fall off and you're toast. The last section from the interactive globe is London. We begin this area at Thames Wharf, which has a completely different look than what we've seen so far. It's fairly dark, but a beautiful blue bell tower definitely dominates the scenery. This level is full of exploration and hidden areas and lots of secrets. There are birds, rats, huge fans, breakaway tiles, and incredibly long drops to surpass. There are several keys to locate and various guards, electrical currents, and barbed wire as well. One of the coolest puzzles is disabling, or rather shorting out, a robot in one part of the level. We also have more water puzzles like before, with raising and lowering the water levels. This level is anything but linear, but the only complaint is how dark some areas are. The best part of this level is the end when we finally make our way onto the bell tower. It's so neat to see how the level fits together, and we get an even better view. We get to sit back and enjoy a hilarious cutscene to finish off the level. The following level, Aldwych, takes place in the old Aldwych train station. If you think previous levels were fun to explore, you're in for a treat. This level is massive, and with a ton of rooms and upper and lower levels to explore, you'll want to take good notes to remember where everything is. I absolutely love the look and feel of the station. It's old, closed down, and has a grungy feel. We soon find out we're not alone either. Hunched men with torches and dogs are spread out throughout the entire station and can give you a good startle in some of the darker areas. One of the highlights, of course, are the subway trains, and I'm sure you all have been run over at least once. There are some excellent sound effects and music throughout the level, and the lighting in some of the areas is really well done. There are several difficult timed runs, and it's fun collecting coins and tokens to get further into the station and avoiding a massive drill. This is an excellent level that combines the perfect amount of exploring, puzzles, and shooting. The third level in this section, Floodscape, starts out in a creepy room with a bunch of hunchmen. Lucky for us, they're on our side so long as we don't shoot them, and they'll escort Lara at the beginning of the level. There's a small Egyptian area in this level, which was cool to explore and featured lots of climbing and maneuvering around the room. It was a bit more linear than expected, but served the purpose of finding embalming fluid for the henchmen. The highlight of this level is getting our hands on a UPV, underwater propulsion vehicle. It is a blast to drive and virtually eliminates the worry of Lara's air supply. It's also equipped with harpoons, which is great for killing crocodiles and divers. The only complaint is controlling the UPV in some of the tighter passageways underwater, but definitely makes the timed swims a lot easier. There aren't as many traps in this level as previous ones, but the ones that do make an appearance are fun and new. My only complaint is the level sometimes used very plain looking textures. We finish off the level climbing into Sophia Lee's office, and we can sit back and enjoy another cutscene. City, the final level in the London levels, features an even harder boss than the rest, Sophia Lee. She shoots energy shots at Lara, and the only way to defeat her is navigate the structure outside while avoiding being hit. This is a very challenging level and it's my personal favorite boss. So long as you keep moving and you time your jumps right, you should be able to avoid the majority of her shots. The best part is finally frying Miss Lee. After watching a stunning movie, we find ourselves in Antarctica. Lara's chopper has had an unfortunate accident and the pilot has to make an emergency crash landing. Is Lara cursed or what? All of the vehicles she arrives in always have unfortunate endings. Oh well, off to Antarctica we go. We begin the level in front of a massive boat called the RX Explorer. The scenery is gorgeous and it's snowing, something new in the games. The water is stunning and the level is nice and bright. Something new that has been added is a meter for how cold Lara is. If you decide to jump into the water, she'll start to freeze, so if you take too long, she'll die. Another great vehicle is dangling right in front of us, the inflatable yellow boat. Unlike other vehicles though, we're going to have to work a little harder to gain access to it. Exploring the RX boat is great fun and there's lots of baddies inside to keep things interesting. Once you've managed to drop the boat into the water, the level really begins. This is a considerably big level with various camps, buildings, and outdoor areas to explore. We meet up with a few new baddies. Sophia's experiment's clearly gone wrong. That's spew what? Poisonous gas. Overall, a great level that you'll enjoy exploring every inch of. Next up, we enter the RX Tech Mine, and we'll come across guys in white suits holding flamethrowers that will help Lara kill various baddies throughout the level. If you don't want to cook Lara, be extra careful not to shoot them. Remember that half-man, half-lizard poison-spewing dude from the previous level? They're rampant throughout the mine, and it's fun to watch them die as they spew gas all over before falling into a heap. This level is primarily made up of 3 levels, and in order to access them, you've got to ride various minecarts to maneuver throughout the mine. The minecarts are a blast. This is a first vehicle you don't have to steer, but you need to watch out for drills and beams that will hurt Lara if you don't duck in time. Also, we have a wrench that we can use to hit switches along the track to change the direction of the track. As you make your way deeper into the mine, you'll come across even bigger mutants that are incredibly fast, vicious, and Lara will take a ton of damage if they get near you. Definitely save ammo in your MP5 for these beasties. Overall, this is an incredibly fun level and full of challenges, traps, baddies, and difficult turns on the tracks. The most challenging part is the end of the level, when you make a mad dash down into the icy water to reach the entrance to the next level. The third level in Antarctica, the lost city of Tinos, has a unique look that is different from everything we've seen so far. There's also a new baddie, gigantic wasps with stingers. Luckily, they don't fly too quickly, so you should have ample time to take them down before they reach Lara. One section of this level takes place on a massive bridge with what seems like a never-ending supply of these wasps, and a bunch of those massive mutants once again. The main section takes place in a room with an upper and lower level, and the objective is to locate 4 masks to gain access to the end of the level. I love the layout of this level. We get to decide the order in which we locate the masks, and the 4 rooms are represented with symbols of earth, air, fire, and water. Each of the 4 areas are loaded with traps. You'll enjoy navigating another maze, avoiding quicksand and earthquakes, massive rotating blades, underwater swims, rolling spikes, falling rocks, fire burners, swinging burners, breathing fire statues, and lava. If these 4 areas haven't kept you busy enough, there's a fun puzzle still to come, raising and dropping hinged ledges in a massive room. Overall, I think it's obvious this level has tons of action, puzzles, and adventure.